Heureka by thelightbulb.ai, the Insights Podcast.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Heureka, the Insights podcast, where we get leading professionals from the field of insights, analytics, research, and marketing to talk to you about their day to day life and also to give you a glimpse into this little understood but widely prevalent area of market research. Today, we have with us somebody who's very special, somebody who I've been chasing for a little while to get on this show. Her name is Shakti Banerjee, and she's the Vice President and Lead for Qualitative Research at Hansa Research Group. Now, overall, from whatever I know, and Shakti, correct me if I'm wrong, you've had a very wide and very checkered career. Whether it was as a marketer, a manager marketing for a Dainik Jagran venture, or whether it was as an investment banker for Allegro, then you've grown up through the ranks of market research and become a founder member for Iris Insights. You were a managing partner and founder for Coral Research Services, which specialized in qualitative research, and you've dealt with a whole host of clients, whether it was from telecom, media, IT, FMCG. And then you've been with Varenia CIMS, and now you're finally leading the wing for Hansa. It's a dramatic career with so many aspects and phases to it that I'm blown away. How did it happen? Tell us all.
Okay. Thanks, Ritu, for this, quite a detailed introduction. So, when I was doing my post-graduation, I always wanted to be in the advertising industry, because for some reason, advertising, maybe because of its glamour attached to it or whatever, always fascinated me. And so I was picked up through campus recruitment by JWT, then HTA. Now today it is Wonderman Thompson. And I thought that it was like a dream come true for me. And I really enjoyed my tenure handling accounts like De Beers and Nestle. Uh, and then when I was looking for a change because during those days, HTA didn't allow people from the same organization to get married. So that's how I thought of changing, and I landed up in marketing for Dainik Jagran. And it was like during my tenure in advertising and in marketing, be it investment banking or media house, I thought that market research really fascinates me. And I wanted to be on the other side of the table. And yeah, so that's how I ventured into market research. And ever since then, it's been almost like, I think, 15 years. I have been into this field, and till date, I've never got bored for a single day being in this field.
That's
So, yeah.
absolutely awesome. To have access to a field that is so, it differs from a day to day basis, depending on which client, which kind of project, what business insight. So I totally get where you're saying that this is a very exciting industry. But tell me what your day to day life looks like. I know you lead a large portfolio with Hansa, now a listed company. What does your day look like?
Uh, I think every day brings a new challenge, and yeah, you are right. I mean, being the head of the division, I'm also responsible for, like, a business unit and running it profitably. So, of course, that is something which itself is a lot of challenge uh, to meet all the required, requisites. Uh, so every day is I mean, when I get up in the morning, I already have certain things in my list which I have to, like, I know I have to get those done. And apart from that, there are unforeseen challenges also. So, like, because especially qualitative research, where a lot of involvement is required by the researchers, the moderators. So it brings I mean, every day unforeseen circumstances comes, which as a head of the department, I'm expected to find effective solutions to. But I think the most what drives me in spite of all these challenges is uh, the entire thing about market research industry, because every day with new challenges we get to learn something new. Every study is new, every strategic decisions that we recommend to our clients, that is new. So implementing new insights, and continuously improving on what you have been doing so far, that I think is the most rewarding part, which takes me off from the challenges that I have to face.
Actually, I think a lot of us don't realize the sheer tedium of administration and routine that most team leads face. So I get how a lot of your workday is very structured, but that, there are these little wonderful surprise nuggets in terms of the learning that you get from every project. Now, tell me, Shakti, you've been in this industry for almost a decade and a half. You've
Hmm.
seen it through the lens of multiple different organizations and roles. To people who are outside market research, it's a very opaque industry. So there are preconceptions or misconceptions about research. Having been an insider now, what do you feel are the commonly thought of misconceptions that people outside the industry think about market research, but which is not true?
Okay. um Ritu, I mean, I believe that many people outside the industry still have a limited understanding of market research, as you rightly said. And it's I think most underrated field as well. Because most of the people, the moment you say market research, and most of the first that spontaneous reaction is, oh, so what do you all do? And when you say that, okay, we collect primary data through surveys, so immediately people's common misconception is that a market researcher goes door to door with questionnaire and uh, like you know uh, so what's so great about it? So I'll give you a small anecdote. So I met one of my friend's father after many, many years. And so he asked me that, okay, so what are you doing, beta, these days? So I said, I'm running a market research agency. And it's not that he's less educated. His daughter is a professor in Kolkata University. His son is an IPS officer. And uncle was equally learned. But his instant reaction was, beta, you have always been so good in studies. So why did you have to choose this field? And I was like looking at him that, why, what happened? So he was like, कि कहाँ घर घर में जाके तू सर्वे कर रही है. And that is normal perception, is people don't realize the complex technicalities and the strategic thinking that go far beyond these basic misconceptions. So I think that is somewhere we market researchers also have to do something where at least this industry also gets recognized outside the industry people.
हमें ब्रांडिंग की सख्त जरूरत है.
बिल्कुल. आई मीन
सेंसस वाला बना दिया है.
MRSI वालों के अलावा ना, एंड दोज हु आर द रियल इनसाइट्स पीपल, सबको लगता है कि क्या है, एक डिस्कशन गाइड ही तो है, उठाओ और
शुरू हो
पूछना
जाओ.
शुरू कर दो. मतलब, and actually, and that is what I think is lot of people still they don't value this industry the way it should have been.
No, I totally agree. And, from a lot of the guests on the show, we've heard so many examples of how insights have tangentially changed brand directions, positions, insights, changed the outcome and trajectory of brands. But unsung heroes wali situation हो, marketing और brand वाले सारे accolades ले जाते हैं,
मतलब
research
हाँ,
वाले रह
एग्जैक्टली.
जाते हैं पीछे.
हम दुनिया को ब्रांड स्ट्रेटजीज रेकमेंड करते हैं, बट आई थिंक वी forget to do it for our own selves, that we also need to get recognized as something which what we are doing is some worthwhile. I'm not saying the clients don't understand, clients do. There also I think there is a lot of difference.
A lot of education needed. I think for such a large, lucrative, prevalent industry. It's very understated. It flies really under the radar, but it is what it is. Now, tell me, now that you've been for so many years in the industry, what are the most marked changes that you have seen in the transformation of the industry over the last couple of decades?
Um, I think this industry has undergone a significant transformation, and especially uh, if I talk about when I started this journey, we had only started working on computers, because I have seen that phase when most of the I mean my seniors I've seen doing making the presentations on OHPs, until even after when I was full-fledged into this industry, all the transcriptions I have seen so many transcriptions being done manually. But today I think it is completely technology driven, and that is, I think, is one of the biggest transformation in the industry. And so it is and because of this technology advancement, I think consumer behaviors uh, also has evolved over a period of time. So everybody needs this instant gratification, be it clients, be it consumers. So every client wants quick turnaround time, uh, even if it involves complex data mining. Uh, so, uh, so for the work which earlier we used to get 1.5, 2 months, these days clients wants it half the cost and half the time. So I think these kind of transformation has undergone a lot of change, and which has its own pros and cons. But more than cons, I think technology has is driving the transformation in market research industry.
Awesome. Tell me specifically in the space of qualitative research,
Hmm.
where do you see technology really moving the needle for you? I know a lot of qual we deal with, researchers day in and day out, and I've seen in the last 1.5 years that we've been around, we've seen a dramatic change in the way researchers in the qualitative space look at technology. Where do you feel it's adding value for you?
I think apart from many other things, one of the most important thing I find where technology is helping is efficient time management. And you're right. I mean, post COVID, I mean, of course, the transformation has been happening for quite a few years. But post COVID, we saw a random change in client's perspective, from client's perspective, from researchers' perspective also. So, for example, before COVID, nobody thought that even qualitative research can be done online, because it was something which was not even thought of. Nobody even imagined that online qualitative research can happen. So that is where, and it is saving a lot of time, lot of effort. So earlier, if one has to physically go somewhere, and then for whatever XYZ reasons, if the unit would get cancelled or something, so it would take away the whole time. Now those things have become very easy. Plus, as I said, that clients also, because everybody is in that hurry. Not that I'm trying to blame the clients, because they are also because things are changing so rapidly that everybody wants results also that rapidly. So I think that is where technology is reshaping the traditional market research landscape. So because of technology, we are able to enhance speed, the scale of the work that we are able to do, and even analytical capabilities. So these, I think, are addressed. I mean, through these, we are able to address few challenges, and a lot of opportunity lies with respect to data collection, etc., uh, that we are using these days because of technology.
No, I think you're absolutely right. In fact, we've really seen qualitative research as a segment really climb onto the technology bandwagon and embrace it. I think one of the fears that initially we saw from researchers when, we talk to them about technology initiatives is the worry that technology may replace a researcher. But over the last year and a half, we've seen that maturity come in, where they realize that research is human led, right? So it's about human insights, and you cannot replace the human research faculty there. Technology can enhance, speed up the process, cut down on manual work, bring timelines down, get the tedious manual work out of the way. But that real nuance still remains very, very human. And I think we're starting to see that awareness come in now. So tell me, Shakti, you've now been around and you're a senior in the industry. There are so many people who are making their career choices now as to what careers to pick. Research being the low key, understated space that it's in. What would you like to tell potential people who are looking to make their career in research and insights? What tips would you have for them to craft their careers better?
Uh, I think when people come with a perspective that they would like to uh, be a market researcher, I think there is still not much understanding in their mind that what exactly market research is
Correct.
and what all it entails, especially if you are trying to be a qualitative researcher. So one of the thing which and then which we have seen, it's uh, again, as I said, that it's in era of instant gratification, so everybody wants things instantly. But for the newbies, I would like to tell them that, uh, whichever field, especially if you are coming into market research and qualitative market research, there can't be any shortcuts. So one has to be adaptable, consistently creative, and continuously. It's an uh, update. I mean, they have to be updated on the latest trends and techniques, what is happening in and around them, and also be empathetic. So I think unless and until a qualitative research is empathetic, the nuanced insights cannot be gauged. So I think, yeah, so these are the things which one has to be uh, I mean, anybody wanting to make their career in market research, one has to adapt to these things.
Absolutely awesome. I think the point about empathy is so spot on, because you're literally putting yourself in the shoes of different profiles of people on a daily basis and trying to see things from their point of view. And that's not easy to do. It's not easy at all. So, in continuation of this thought,
Mhm.
what are some of the epiphanies and learnings from this long career and over 1.5 decades in market research that you would like to share with your peers, people who are in similar positions like you in other industries? What are things that you would like to share with them?
Uh, I think, like any other industry, market research also has its own challenges and, uh, yeah, I would say challenges. And what we are, what we have, what I have seen of late, I think, but there are certain, uh, I would say, good part about it also. So one is this integration of AI, if I talk about today, I think not, as you rightly said, that many a people think that probably what nuance will artificial intelligence gives me, what is beyond human potential. So I think this is one not too much explored tool yet. Uh, so that is something which, according to me, is one of the key thing that at least in qualitative research we should use, because the ability to analyze qualitative data by uh, extracting meaningful patterns and sentiments is something where this tool helps us. And also and we should adapt it, uh, because not to say that it is where we are not utilizing our own brains, but it is something uh, it takes away from the moderator bias, which most of the time we are questioned that no, so how are you so sure that consumer is trying to say this? I think those things are being taken away when we use such tools. And I think we should not be wary of adapting to the whatever we are talking or hearing or reading these days, which is about integration of AI or synthetic data and all. Because what I believe, Ritu, is like you said, कुछ चीजें होती हैं which are very human. So, for example, a microwave has options of, let's say, press this button and you can cook this dish. But till the time the person who is actually putting it inside the microwave, they are not putting the right inputs. Howsoever technologically advanced microwave it is, it cannot give you a good output. So I think that is how we all should look at this digital platforms or AI today, that whatever insights are coming, that is basis the way we are asking consumers the or the respondents the questions. And at the end of the day, it is those inputs that is actually being extracted by AI. So this entire thing about AI would replace researchers. I think that itself is a misnomer, and that is what I would say to all my peers, that we need to look at how effectively and innovatively we can use these tools to make insights more meaningful and come up with certain innovative solutions for our clients.
Absolutely. I think spot on. You've hit the heart of the problem and really given such a lovely example of the microwave. It's such an apt example. You know, garbage in, garbage out. If you don't guide it, no amount of technology can give you the kind of inputs you're looking at. Absolutely awesome, Shakti. As always, it's been such a pleasure to speak with you, and your anecdotes and your beautiful way of visualizing these thoughts has made this conversation a delight. I'm sure a lot more people would like to connect with you. How do they find you if they want to connect with you online?
I'm there on LinkedIn, then Instagram and Facebook. But yeah, LinkedIn, of course.
And she's very responsive, which we can personally guarantee. She's extremely responsive, very approachable, and very open to new ideas and thoughts. So we would love for you to connect with her and give her feedback as well on the podcast and any other questions you might have. Thank you, Shakti. As always, it's been a pleasure to connect with you. And we look forward to doing a lot more work with Hansa in addition to what we've done already, led by your thought leadership.
Sure. Thank you so much, Ritu, for having me here. It was a pleasure, as always, talking to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Heureka by thelightbulb.ai, the Insights Podcast.